Hello and what's up everybody, welcome back to MGN TV. I am Masi Nyamo, and today on our studios we're having a noble leader, a respectable person in the society, a member of the county assembly. Akuje atuambie his plans, what he's done and what he is yet to do for his people. So welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
I'm very okay.
Thank you for honoring my invitation.
I'm happy, I'm grand. My name is Dennis Mutwiri.
Yeah.
MCA for MUGWE.
So you're the MCA MUGWE?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So I want us to have just a brief talk.
Thank you, and I'm ready.
Okay, so let us first know your political background. Like, when did you start politics?
Thank you very much. I'm elected for the first time.
Yeah.
And of course, the youngest elected MCA in Tarakaniti.
Oh, you are the youngest member of county assembly?
Yes.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And what I have to say is number one,
Yeah.
my role as an MCA. When we are elected as an MCA, one, we are elected to do registration. Number two, it is the budget making process. Number three is oversight and the presentation. That is the work of the MCA elected or nominated. So what I could say is that as an MCA in Tarakaniti, number one, if you look at my ward, MUGWE ward, there is a lot of development. This is because that the MCA has been able to do the law. When we come, for instance, most of the people like knowing about the road, the schools and the hospitals.
Yeah.
If you go in MUGWE ward, you find that most of the roads have been graded. Other roads have been moramed. We have also expanded other roads, and we are also tarmacking one of the major roads within the ward. That is the road from Kambandi to Shera Market, being tarmacked by the county government of Tarakaniti. Most of our roads we have already been moramed and we have also been expanded. In MUGWE ward, we have been able to construct 10 ECD classes that are already being used. They are being used by our pupils in school. We are able to support most of the water projects. Actually, all our water projects, we are able to support them in buying pipes and also expanding their intake. We have also facilitated several areas to have Niwasco water. You know, Niwasco is a devolved function, but at the same time, it is the county government that do the procurement of the pipes, so that we do the service line, and some of the areas that were not connected with Niwasco water, right now they are connected. And I can give an example of a few. That's like Kiongoni area, Kieni area, also the upper part of Kiongoni, and some part of Kumbo area, and we also intend to do more in the current budget. When we talk about the issues of registration, we have been able to come up with very many policies. Number one, we realize that every year the county government gives a lot of bursary to the needy and deserving students. This is because that was the first law that we are able to come up when we went to the county, when we are elected. We have come with a law of Youth Empowerment Act, and this is where we intend that many youth will benefit from getting some startup capital equipment from the county government to start their enterprises, so that they can have their income to sustain their life. We have also able to come up with a sport policy in Tarakaniti, so that when it is implemented, it will enable the county governments and other stakeholders to manage sport and sport activities well, so that young people who have talent can be assisted to nurture their talent. And we know very well that very many people have excelled through talent, through games and sports, and people have become champion even at the international level. So we intend that our youth in Tarakaniti County, they will really be able to support that. We have come up with a policy that enhance gender in our county, so that none of the individuals will be discriminated when seeking services, either because of either gender. At the same time, we know there is some cultural practice that are not good, and they are not allowed by the law. That's why in the Rakanithi County we are able to come with an FGM policy in our county, because we know there is some other areas that still practice FGM, which is a cultural practice that is not good. And for us to end it, we have come up with a policy so that the stakeholders, they will participate to be able to educate the locals, and also be able to come up to end this practice, which is not good for our country. Each and every year, we normally come up with a budget, and it is the work and the law of the MCAs to pass the budget in the county, so that the executive, that is the governor and the ministers, will now be able to implement the budget for that specific year. And again, when we go to assembly, we normally go to present people. That's why most of the time we keep on talking, raising the issues of concern that we get from the community, because we are the link between our people who elected us and the government. For instance, we normally ask some question through statement. Like for instance, when we realize there is a lot of street children in town, I remember having a motion to request the government to come up with a recreational center, so that the street children who are all over can be able to be louder, can be able to be assisted, either going back to their caregivers, or some who don't have their caregivers can be taken to other places that they can be supported by the government. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about development, especially in terms of roads and other things, do you have any plan for the remaining part of the 5-year term to develop the roads, especially ukiangalia maybe the Chera Ikawa road, it's kind of pathetic, especially that it's leading to a higher institution. There are so many barabara za ndani, apart from the main road, the Kambadi Chera road, so those inner roads, do you have any plan to develop them anytime soon?
Yes, very soon. Actually, what I would like people to appreciate is that the current government has been able to do a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, because that we cannot do all the activities within 1 year or within 5 years, we have a plan. That's why the county government has procured some equipment, dozers, grinders, and tippers, so that where we cannot engage the contractor, we as well engage our equipment. At the same time, we have come with another legislation. We have come with the County Road Management Act, whereby we even intend to engage some volunteers from the community to ensure that they assist in the maintenance of our road. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Then, all about education. Do you do follow-ups about maybe the children who are dropping out of school because of maybe school fees? Is there any problem to help them? Or maybe the Form 1s who have not joined high school because they are lacking school fees, or maybe the ones who are wamemaliza Form 4 na agenda anywhere just because of lack of school fees? Do you have any program to support such needy children?
Thank you very much. What I could like to say is that when it comes to the issues of the education, we are all stakeholders, and in most the function of the county government when it comes to education, we are being left up with the vocational training centers and the ECD. But because we understand that the need, that's why we also decided to complement what the national government is doing. And as stakeholders, we know that in Kenya, education is compulsory, that every person should at least attain the secondary education. That's why the biggest law we do is advocacy, to ensure that the stakeholders and every other person will take education seriously. At the same time, to ask everybody who has a support to try and offer any kind of support that you can be able to offer to any needy case, whether buying uniform, paying school fees, attending fundraisings for people who are fundraising to have to pay for the school fees, and most important, visiting those institutions and encouraging those young boys and girls through mentorship and motivation.
And do you have any manifesto which you've not accomplished? Maybe during the 7 years, do you have any unaccomplished project?
Well, what I can say is that we cannot be able to do everything, but the most important thing is to keep on giving hope to our people. Even where we have not done much, we let our people know that we are committed and we are ready. And we are ready to complete our responsibilities, because in most cases the funds are not enough to do everything. But personally have tried my best to ensure that at least each and every area in our ward, something small has been done.
So are you planning to buy a bit from 2022 to 2027? Are you planning to go back to the MCA seat or maybe an higher seat?
Thank you very much. I've already made a decision that I will be defending my seat for MCA MUGWE for the second term. And I'm asking all the young people and everybody to support me for the second term. Once I vie for the second term, then I will have accomplished much, and I will now be able to be speaking a different language.
Okay, so what plans do you have for the people for this second term? What projects or what are you going to do for the people if they give you a chance for another term?
One is that we have really proposed that the national government create a fund at the ward level in the name of Ward Development Fund, so that having a ward development fund, we can be able to address all the problems at the ward level. That is includes the feeder loans, bursaries will be increased, hospitals dispensaries and the centers will be equipped. And at the same time, we find that where there is problem in the schools, we shall be able to address all the problem. And most important, we realize that health is a basic, is a need to everyone. So that we also be able to ensure that in each and every location there is an health center.
That's awesome. And there is something that you've said about the youth and talent in sports, but you just mentioned about the sports. What about the youth who are talented in different ways? Maybe music, maybe acting. What plans do you have for them?
One thing I have talked about sports and culture. And again, we know that youth can do so many things. That's why we are encouraging that youth are being given priority to serve in all areas, not necessarily in sports, not only in culture, but even in sports. Like for instance, when you go in offices in the county, you realize that most of the people that we employ in our county, they are youth. So what I am requesting our young people is that to ensure that as they get education, they also make sure they are people of character. Because when they are people of character, they can be able to compete with any other person when they come to job market.
You've not answered my talent question. Maybe the usual musically talented, or maybe the usual actors. Can you start any program to
Thank you very much. Let me say that the national government has come up with so many initiatives. One, to support music and artisan. At the same time, we realize that the national government were able to launch a program to support the young entrepreneurs through the Juakari sector. So issues to do with the policy to support the young people, there are so many that have been legislated even by the national government. We know also there is the National Youth Council, there is the National Youth Congress, and the opportunity of the youth are unlimited. That's why I want to challenge them and tell them that there is hope, everything is possible. Let them not be in the bush. Let them come, let knock the doors in all the offices, because they have an advantage of being young, having information, they can access to the media, and that's why right now you can be able to see so many youth are making a lot of money through online writing. So opportunity for the youth are unlimited. Let them try to engage the leaders, But the most important is them be able to package themselves, come up with good CVs, and also important their discipline and their character can make them go to the higher levels.
Thank you very much. And who is your best or your favorite presidential candidate come 2022?
Well, that's a very understand question, because one thing is that we are watching the people and we are looking at also our interests. So as stand right now, I have abstained. For some reasons, I abstained from the national politics.
Okay. But do you think that Kenya is on the right track when politics are concerned? Do you think that we are on the right track?
Of course, Kenya right now, what I can say is that we require God. We require God to intervene, because there is a problem. There is a problem in our country, and if you look at the kind of politics that are happening in the national level, there is the populist politics, and there are so many things at the national level. So what we are saying is right now we need to take time to pray God, and also not only listen to what people are saying, but evaluate and try to understand what we need as our country.
What of Mount Kenya region? Do you think that we need to be politically independent, or what do you think about the politics in Mount Kenya region at large?
Well, what I can say is that we require unity in our country. But unity should start with ourselves. There is no problem when people sit as a region and discuss their issues, and also having their spokesman. At the same time, we should discourage divisive politics, the politics of regions. They have no importance to us. But because we understand our country, we require many parties, so that, because we know that one single person cannot win without some coalition. And again, because every region has some specific interests, so that it will be able to bargain and understand, we as the Mount Kenya people or the people from other region, what exactly will they get from the national share once we elect the new president.
Okay, so as we conclude, what would you like to tell the MUGWE ward residents?
What I would like to tell my people in MUGWE ward is, number one, is that I appreciated that they elected for me, and I could request them to continue supporting me and work together, so that will make MUGWE great. And looking at the MUGWE ward is one of the areas that even through the survey, you find that people realize that there is good work that is being done. So I want to tell them, and I will continue serving them, and let them continue supporting me even in my next term.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dennis. Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Just continue with the good work, continue serving the people, and God above all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Kindly remember to hit that subscribe button, like, share, and leave your comment below there. See you next time.